I'm so excited. My new xTool M1 has arrived, and we're going to start right from the beginning with unboxing it. I did recruit my husband to help me out because this machine is big. So let's rip this tab open and get started. I do love that right away when you open this up, they show you some different projects you could make. We're going to be able to do both laser cutting and blade cutting. And there is so much stuff packed into this box. We started to pull it all out, and you're going to see us open up these smaller boxes. I do want to take a minute to mention the piece of furniture that we have this setting on. We found it on Amazon. I'll drop the link in the description below. And it's actually sold as a kitchen island. It's got a cute little drawer in front so I can stash some tools in there. And there's little bars on the side that I'm going to use to hang my mats from. But it's really nice because of the depth. It is deep enough to hold the X tool. All right, time to peel off that plastic. So we thought that was everything, and it was all set up and ready to start making projects. But then there's so much more inside the machine, too. So now not only are things packed around the machine in the box, but also inside the machine. So my first tip with the X tool is when you're unpacking, make sure you really get down in there because there is stuff tucked inside every little nook and cranny inside this machine. Like, I thought we were done, and then my husband's like, oh, nope, there's more stuff over here. So we're going to finish unpacking this. But more importantly, let's look at the fun materials that they sent us to play with. I love, love, love this. A whole box filled with different materials and products that you can test out and play with. Now you don't have to worry about spending money on products to have it be ruined with your first, test learning kind of engraving and cuts. You have all the sample material. And there are just a ton of these little gift tags. And you could just spend a bunch of time testing different settings with those. There's also a materials book that comes with this that shows you the different materials that are in this little box and their suggested cut or engraving settings. So that's really helpful to get you started. Inside the next box are the pieces for the RA2. This is the rotary tool. So if I wanted to engrave on tumblers, coffee mugs, anything that's round or has a curved surface, I will need to use this. I think I am going to start off with the flat wooden tags, but I eventually want to work my way up to using this rotary tool. In our next box, we have actually, when I first opened this, I had no idea what these were. I had to look it up. These are wooden risers. This is going to be helpful when we're using that rotary tool or doing anything that has some depth to it. And in the last box is the rotary accessories kit. I don't even know what all these little pieces and parts are going to do, but we'll find out together. Now that everything's out of the box, it's time to set the machine up. I did recruit my husband to help me with this. We're looking at the back side of the X tool, and this is the step for installing the smoke exhaust pipe. So this machine, because it's engraving and cutting things like wood, there could be smoke, there could be wood debris. So you want to make sure you have a way to exhaust that and get that out of the air. After this is all screwed in, you're going to grab a silver ring, which is the pipe clamp, and that's going to be used to hold the exhaust pipe in place. Now, the exhaust pipe is not super long, so make sure you have this all set up near a window. My master plan was to just run the hose from here over to the window. But since that's across the room and the hose wasn't long enough, we ended up moving the entire island to be right in front of the window. Not the best for videotaping because now I get the glare from the sunlight coming through the window, but better to have things vented properly than to have perfect lighting for my videos. We have already started to look at other options. There is an air purifier that we can buy from xTool that will connect to this, and that will really help us so that living in Minnesota, we're not opening the window and having to let that cold air inside our house, but yet we can still make sure everything is vented properly and we have breathable air when we're making our crafts. Now it's time to insert the blade. Just grab this gold piece and pull straight down. And if you're a Cricut owner, you might think that this housing looks kind of familiar. It's very similar. So there's a little plunger at one end, and that is what you can push to get your blade in and out. And then to insert the blade, you're just going to take a blade out of the case, take the little cap off, and then I'll push the blade into there. It just kind of magnetically snaps right in. Then you're going to put it back in its holder. Be careful because the blade is really sharp, and I actually did cut myself trying to put it back in. Now let's take a look at the back of the xTool. You're going to want to put this little cable cord right in there, and then grab your power cord. And now you just have to plug this in here. The next step is to flip this little switch. We're still on the back of the machine. So flip that switch, and then we're going to go around to the front of the machine and press this button. And when you press the button, you'll get a blinking white light. And what we're doing here is waiting for it to go solid white. And that's how we confirm that everything's all connected properly and ready to go. I did turn the sound off for this video, and if it was on, you would hear some humming going on, but you do kind of see the light go on inside the machine also at this point. Next, connect the xTool to your computer using the USB cable. Then you're going to go to xtool.com software to download the software and install that. I am going to show that process in a separate video. Before you go, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. I love to hear from you.